Huh? Oh, we're live right now?
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Hey, anyway, how about this Astro?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's happening? Man,
lot
that
of
caught us
boxing.
off guard. We should really get into what we were talking about.
No,
but we won't, though.
Let's not say we did.
Let's don't. We got it on Facebook there, Zachariah. We got it on there? Okay. I don't see it just yet. Oh, there it is.
Grant, thanks
I
for
see
broadening
it.
our horizons.
What's that?
Thanks for broadening DeMarcus and I's horizons.
Well, you were asking questions, and I just wanted to make sure you knew the answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a boxing show.
Yeah, it's a boxing
Okay,
show,
good.
but we can talk about other things, though.
Let's get the boxing.
You don't want to tell people what you're asking questions
we don't,
about?
We don't have time to trivial stuff because we got some big stuff going on in boxing right now.
We do. I like how you always get us back.
Yeah.
You're always really good at resetting. Well, first thing I was going to say, so it's me, Grant, G-Funk.
Yeah.
I like go by G-Funk. You can call me that.
Okay. I'm Lou Savarese.
Lou, yeah, we've done that before.
Okay, cool.
That was funny. The first couple times you did it, it was funny.
Right.
Now it's but we're missing somebody. We're missing Jeff Michael. He's not here today. He is tonight. He's under the weather.
Yes.
Not feeling well.
Yeah.
So he says.
We were praying he lost his voice, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. Unfortunately, he's not here with us. But and then we got tell us who we got beside us, man.
DeMarcus, dear friend of mine, but amazing athlete, one of the most agile big men I've ever seen. He was a Olympian, made it to Olympic trials in karate,
in
taekwondo, and lost.
You got to get up here, brother.
Lost to
Lopez.
Lopez that went to represent America and from Sugar Land.
Mm-hmm.
And also you had black belt in 3 different types of martial arts, right?
That is correct.
And then kickboxing too.
Yep, 5-0 in kickboxing.
And he will be making his pro boxing debut soon too. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for real?
yes.
So what are we looking forward to that? Like, how long are we talking about there?
I'd say probably 2 months, if you agree. Yeah. About 2
Mm-hmm.
months.
So it's going to be a debut?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice,
In
man.
boxing.
In boxing.
And we will move him very quickly because he's got a really good boxing pedigree and been around and good trainer. He's one of our trainers here at Savarese Fight Fit. All our trainers have formerly boxed or done boxing or currently boxing or MMA work. And
I'm definitely the best one.
yeah, it might be a little.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what, you're the one I would say that probably has the most patience, just because you're the one that's with the kids, man.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, is that all your classes are? Are you just kids, or do you do
I
adults
do
too?
the weekends and I do the early mornings.
Be sure you're talking into the
The
mic, man.
5:30 classes that no one wants to get up for.
Which ones? Oh, so you're doing the early morning one.
Early mornings. Like
That's
I'll be
cool.
here
That's
5:30 tomorrow morning.
5:30.
Train like a pro.
So do you have any certain specific, what do you have a specialty in your classes that you're doing, or are you just kind of doing everything?
With the kids, we're actually getting them ready for competition this summer. So we have them all registered with USA Boxing. They come this week. We're working on defense, and on the weekends we spar.
This weekend we're doubling the size of our kids' room because it's dictated by need. We have so many kids that have been coming in. DeMarcus is a big part of it. The kids just love him. He's got great patience, and he's stern with them too. But they love to be in his class.
Did you when it came time to doing the classes? Did you ask specifically, did you want to work with the kids? Is that kind of you enjoy doing that, or was Lou like, hey, we got a kids class, run that one?
I enjoy doing it, but when the idea for this place first came up, Lou knew he wanted a kids coach, and I had taught kids at his gym before, and I've worked at the little gym. I taught at Hogg Middle School, so when he thought kids program, I was the first person.
Talk a
that
little
came
bit
to mind.
about the program you did. It was really neat. You go after school and teach kids about boxing. That's something you wouldn't think about.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one at Hogg Middle School.
At Hogg and in Jackson Middle School, I would go 3 times a week, and I would take mitts and gloves and things like that. And the kids had an after-school program, and for their physical activity, they had an option of boxing. So I started with them just like an hour, then it grew to 2 hours. We'd run, we'd do drills, and it was really good.
And now they're finding out. DeMarcus and I went and got certified in Indianapolis to teach people with Parkinson boxing. But now they're finding out that it's really, really helpful for kids with ADHD, ADD, and not getting hit in the head, obviously. But the boxing part of it, when you're doing hand pads with somebody, you have to be in the moment. We have a lot of oil and gas guys that come and they say, listen, it's the only time they don't think about work during the day because you have to be listening. It's very cerebral. You have to hear the guy say, jab, and you have to look at the pads. You have to locate it, so you can't be in your head. You have to be thinking about this. So finding out is very, very good. for kids with ADHD, and the Parkinson's works really well because it's very cerebral and they have to think a lot. So they have an unbelievable results with the Parkinson's.
What's the reason to get licensed to do Parkinson's? Like, what was the?
Because we have clients. I mean, we have the biggest medical center in the world here, and we have clients that come in that have Parkinson's, and here we're dealing with just stages 1 and 2. Some of them, if they're in a wheelchair, we really can't accommodate them. We don't have the right stuff right now, but and the goal is to keep them, not to that stage, And they're finding out now through the boxing and given the dexterity, a big part of it, they get really stiff, so the boxing is really helping them. It doesn't reverse the disease, but it's stunting it drastically.
It's something that Lou had a passion for. So we went a couple of years ago to Indiana and did a 3-day seminar, and I got to tag along, and we learned a lot. And one of the big things was some of the main things that degenerate with Parkinson's are things that improve with boxing: your balance, your coordination, your core strength, dexterity. And for the patients themselves, for them, it sounds a lot cooler instead of, I go to therapy 2-3 times a week versus I go to box 2-3 times a week.
Yeah,
So it was
box study classes, big groups. And I have a friend who's wrote a book. It's called Yoshi. It's fictional, but a lot of it is based on true stuff. And that book is about a kid that has not ADHD. He's autism on the spectrum, but he's a phenomenal boxer. He just can emulate any boxer. And the guy who wrote it, he's a famous doctor, a good friend of mine, Dr. Frego. He invented the knee saver. I don't know if you ever saw that. All the catches in MLB. And he wrote this book, Yoshi. It's amazing. If you guys get a chance to read it, it's really cool.
Well, that's good. No, that's something I've learned. Like, I didn't know that was such a big part of these training classes you're doing is Parkinson's and people coming in and doing, like, that's awesome. Like, that's something I never knew about. And just for people that are out there that aren't familiar, Savarese Fight Fit, this is not your regular fight gym. Like, this is, I would probably say state of the art equipment. I mean, you've got some really good equipment here.
Yeah,
a little nicer.
Doesn't smell as bad.
Yeah, it doesn't smell as bad. They clean up.
But we're trying to integrate both, so we have, we get some street creds because a lot of our guys. We just had a guy fight. Gabe fought on a Fury card, a UFC card. We got guys.
And is fighting again in about a month.
Yeah, and we have another our other trainer, Gallagher. He was Craig Callahan. He's a pro representing the UK. We had Nagy just fought, lost, but we got all.
And we've got Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel, who you met, who's fighting. He's going to be fighting on the Chalo card. That's coming up. What's the date on that?
That is the 19th
at the Toyota Center. So he'll be on that card too. So we got real legit guys here.
And it's not just boxing stuff. Like y'all do.
We have a kickboxing class. We have a weights class, which is just all weights. It's our warrior class. It's all cardio, and we even have stretch and recovery just to kind of loosen up after working out.
And there's been, if you see like fusion, what's going on with foods right now, there's a lot of fusion. There's a lot. So when I'm thinking about something, I'm thinking about doing boxalates, twerk aerobics.
How long did it take you to think that up?
What's that? I'm serious. It's gonna be boxing, Pilates, twerking, and aerobics.
Twerking? Are you gonna lead the twerking class?
I was gonna say, who's gonna lead the twerking class?
If I had a twerk.
Please, can we get that on video? You twerking?
Agreed.
I
would love.
White guys can't twerk.
I didn't say you can't. I'm just saying I would.
I'm saying that.
Can he twerk?
Probably.
Okay. So I think it's racist. I'm sorry.
Now, if you want to say ageist, you can accuse me of that. Yeah, I don't see a 50-year-old man twerking that well.
Well, whatever.
I'd be anxious to see it though. I'm all about it. Absolutely. So
I can do it in my Captain Blanco outfit.
Yeah. Oh God, please let that happen. Awesome. Please let that happen. Speaking of Captain Blanco, one thing that we want to talk about is this week. This week is a big, important week for you. Yeah. And if you've watched the show and listened to it, we've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it now, too.
No problem. I'm very averted about my sobriety. So I've been the 24th was 1 year sober. And so it's one day at a time. And while you're over here drinking your, what do you got there? Again?
Kombucha.
That's not kombucha.
100% kombucha. What does that say right there?
There's no booze in there?
Kombucha.
I thought it was booty craft or something.
No, it's not bootycraft. You know, you
It
did
says
this last
booch-
time.
it
You
says
know what it
boochcraft.
says. It says boochcraft. You know what it says.
Okay.
You say this.
That's kombucha.
It's kombucha, yeah. So don't worry about what I'm doing. You keep talking. You keep talking.
Anyway,
Nobody
so
cares what
it's
I'm
been-
doing. Everybody cares
yeah,
what you're
it's a
doing.
It was a big day in my sobriety, so we're pumped up. We'll just keep it going one day at a time. Let's talk some boxing.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to
This,
get to
this
that.
guy is a vet. Like, so I can go way back to like the 20s, 30s, but him, he can go back. But he's also he's my boxing encyclopedia. I drive him nuts. I'm like, hey, what's going on with this fighter, that fighter? He knows all the current fighters. I'm more of an old school guy.
Well, we're going to get into it. I mean,
Okay.
look, this is an hour show, brother. We got a long way to go. But I think it's a really, really cool thing that, you know, a year sober, man. Like that's,
No, I
I mean, that's
appreciate it.
something to be extremely proud of.
it's-
People struggle
I
with
agree.
that.
The whole
Definitely.
the whole journey's been just amazing. I mean, my idol was Jerry Cooney, and now we knew each other, but we become dear friends. Jerry's sober now, 28 years. Sugar Ray Leonard is sober now. I want to say 14 years. A lot of guys, you know. So I think a lot of it too is you come out of a sport, you know, you're a lot of accolades and stuff, and then you know things just change, and you know a lot of people. But it's been a really cool trip.
Would you say the kind of things that bring you to that, where you know those vices that you have? Do you think boxing, a sport like boxing, kind of naturally those kinds of things come of that?
I really don't. I don't think so. I mean, I had friends that boxed. I never drank. I never, my whole career, and it was never an issue at all. I never ever drank 30 days before a fight, not even one beer. I just didn't do it. I was really, I don't know if it was fear or whatever, but I was an old school guy. I liked what they did. And my big fights, I would go 8 weeks, and but just after boxing, I don't know, it was, you know, things just changed a lot. There's a lot of, you know, some people say too with the frontal head injuries, that's the frontal lobe that's a lot of it. That does your, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Well, I got hit in the frontal head a couple times. It's the, it's a reflex, but it's something response.
I really have no clue.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
I was gonna
I'll
say-
call you tonight around 2 in the morning when I
Please, I would look forward to that.
All right.
That's awesome. I think my phone will be off.
And normally I know what he's thinking. I don't have.
But no, when people get hit in the head, the frontal lobe a lot, it stops that. Oh, something, your response when you want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I really, I don't.
God,
really
we would
have
not
any
be
idea.
good at Jeopardy.
I know we would not be. It's a good thing we don't do like trivia things together because we'd be terrible at that.
Can we get the boxing soon?
We can. That's what I'm going to get to. Man, you were impatient, dude. I'm going to get to it. We're going to get to it. But anyway, congratulations to you, man.
Thank
They,
you,
they
brother.
brought you a cake.
Oh,
The
my
cake is
goodness. Can
amazing.
we show that cake?
And if we have to get the
Did they
cake.
eat it? Oh, well, you guys see this cake.
They're eating the cake.
Oh, they are eating the cake.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we got to get the cake on camera. We'll do that before
You
it
guys
gets
see
too
this
bad.
cake. It's absolutely amazing.
It is amazing. But anyway, man, I'm proud of you, dude. I've only known you in this year of sobriety, so I haven't known you outside of it. So I can't speak to any significant, changes or whatever.
And I
but-
had I think I told you I had a huge moment in sobriety. I was at a deal with Michael Berry and a couple of guys, and we were at a comedy club, and I wasn't drinking, and this lady came up to me. She was a little bit inebriated and was like dancing, and started breaking down. And I was like, so I started dancing. I was like, this is pretty cool. So and then at New Year's Eve, I was sober dancing. That's pretty cool.
So whereas normally you said you'd be having some drinks and it'd be a different
Yeah,
situation.
but I didn't
for
think I
you.
could dance sober. So my next thing I want to try sober is karaoke. I've never done sober karaoke.
Oh, when you do that, please let me know. I want to be there.
Me too.
Will you invite me? You do a lot of stuff. You don't invite me, so
I'm
just
inviting
wondering if you
myself.
invite
I'll
me.
invite you to that.
Okay,
I'm
appreciate
inviting myself.
I usually do Tom Jones, but I don't know if I do that sober. It's not unusual to be. The last time I did
Would that be the one you'd want to sing? So
I won the last. There wasn't too many people in it, but I did win. I won the at a place called Hunter's Pub. I won the karaoke contest singing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You should do "Picture Me Rolling" by Tupac.
Yes, I would love to see that because you try to do a little flow sometimes on the
I
show.
I was mumble rapping way before it was trendy, man. I've been mumbling for years.
That's a good way to put it.
I can verify that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But yeah, so we are here at Savarese Fight Fit.
Dude, I heard. Wait, hold on. I heard a mumble rap today. Does anybody listen to the words? I break it down. I'm like,
Are you talking about mumble rap or screw?
no, I don't know the difference. But the guy talked about giving his bitch. Oh, I'm sorry, giving his girl a tummy tuck. I'm like, dude, how do you, that's not a music. He said, "Oh, give my bitch a tummy tuck." I'm like, oh my god. So I slow it down. I'm like, did he just say he gave his girl a tummy tuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess that's
Have
what
you
you
really
do nowadays. You brag about giving your girl a tummy tuck. It's first.
Even
for
if I
me.
did get it, I wouldn't tell everybody.
It's first for me. Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. But
How do you tell your girl like you need a tummy tuck? That's not nice.
I have no idea. I guess
That's like asking if my ass looks fat in these jeans. You gotta say no.
you asked that before the show started.
I did.
You asked how your ass looked, and I said it looks good.
And I felt a little uncomfortable. Sorry.
Well, don't ask if you don't want the answer. Don't ask.
Can we get to boxing one
Okay,
of these days? My goodness.
Let's do it. So just to reset, we're at Savarese's Fight Fit
Oh,
Club
okay.
here with Lou.
Fight fit. We're not talking about jeans, fashion, twerking. Come on.
Savarese's Fight Fit Club. That's what I
Let's go
said.
there.
Listen,
Demarcus, I'm sorry.
listen what I'm doing. We're here with no Jeff
We got a
Michael.
boxing expert here, and we're talking twerking.
I do also
brought
work
it
with
up.
you every day. though.
I know. So I mean, it's not like DeMarcus can't talk about other things. Jeff Michael's not here, so you're welcome. It's me. DeMarcus is stepping in.
Did you ever have a fight? Jeff had a fight. One fight.
Yeah, Jeff fought his
knocked out my
brother.
brother.
Yeah. No, I never got. I'm a lover, man, not a fighter, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And then of course we got Lou
Oh,
Savarese.
Thank you.
I think your phone's ringing. I think somebody wants to talk to you. Do they know you're on a show right now?
No, it's my daughter.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you need to answer it?
Nah, she's just saying goodnight.
Oh, okay. All right. So DeMarcus,
Sir.
we're gonna do what Lou wants to do. What he won't stop talking about is talk about boxing.
All right.
Yeah.
So just to catch us on some things that have been going on, this week's been pretty crazy when it comes to boxing news. We've got some we've got some updates on. I guess first we're going to Fury, this old Fury situation. So finally got that resolved. So we are getting Fury and Wilder 3. All right. And for those that don't know, it was going to be Fury Joshua. There was just so you don't know, in the second fight there was a clause that the loser had a certain amount of time to ask for a third fight. COVID's messed up a lot of things, obviously, but especially contracts in the boxing world, it seems. And so they didn't activate. Fury's side says they didn't activate it quick enough. Wilder's saying we never really have a shot because of COVID. Went to court. The court said, yeah, you got to fight it. So now
I'm just in shock to see how expediently things rolled on this. I mean, how quickly it got done, and it's done, and that's it. I was really nervous. Remember, it was kind of a roller coaster ride. I was so excited when this fight was going to happen, Joshua, and because Fury, that was the fight that was supposed to happen. And then I'm like, oh my God, I was so proud. And then we hear a week later it's going to be held up in a lawsuit. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm literally thinking probably 3-4 months before they get the thing wrapped up, and they got it wrapped up now. So let's knock on wood and hope it works.
Well, to that point, it was like that. I mean, everybody was looking. I mean, they had figured out it was going to be in August. Joshua Fury, Saudi Arabia, $150 million fee for that thing. I mean, it was set to go, and then they threw a wrench in it. And to your point, it was over pretty quick.
Yeah, I still can't imagine. I mean, I'm not talking bad about the guy, but I can't imagine that he was going to get more money to step aside than to fight. I mean, is that true?
Yeah, they were offering him $30 million to step aside.
$30 million not to fight. That's hard.
And I thought it was going to get done because it's the Saudis. I mean, Saudis have $30 million like I've got $5. I mean, they can throw that stuff around. So I thought it was going to happen just because if you're going to be paying a $150 million purse, you're ready for something.
I feel like we're missing something. Let's think about it, right? He gets $30 million,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not like you're going out into you're waiting until the next fight, then you get the next fight. So you got to figure if you got $30 million to step aside, you're going to get $40 million or $50 million to fight the fight, and it's got more allure to it. It's a big fight. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm missing something.
I think part of it is he didn't want to get lost in the shuffle.
You
in
think
the
so?
event that Joshua beats Fury, then he's got to renegotiate.
It's a tough one. I'm older now, and I probably might have did the same thing. I was stubborn. I wanted to fight everybody, but now you look at it too from a financial standpoint. I mean, it's a business too.
Mm-hmm.
The smart thing, don't you think, business-wise, we take the $34 million, step aside, and wait, and you're sitting back, and you got to be getting probably at least 30% more in the next fight.
And from a boxing standpoint, you've got brand new trainer. You're not going to take any fight to work the kinks out, and you're going against a guy who just demolished you in the last fight.
Guy brings up the good details. Yeah, so he got rid of
Mark Breland,
one of the greatest trainers, and probably top 5 nicest men I've ever met in boxing. So I'm not a big Wilder.
really good amateur too.
What was the reason for that?
Go ahead.
Oh, so when Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, he blamed everyone.
Everybody.
The suit he had on.
His third grade teacher.
Fury's gloves
Third
were
grade
loaded.
teacher.
He even said that Breland had poisoned him, but he blamed Breland because Breland stopped the fight.
And let me tell you, Breland is, if not the nicest guy I've ever met in boxing, just a pure gentleman, one of the nicest guys, one of the best amateur fighters ever. But I just can't see him doing what this guy said he did.
And
so I'm not a huge Wilder fan.
Breland stepping in might have kept him from getting hurt more seriously than what he was. Like he probably saved
and
that
as a fighter, what Breland did, it cost him a bunch of money. Cost him. He did it because he cared about the person. That's what he did. You know what we're saying? He stepped in. Saved the guy's life. But so even I've had guys stop fights on me, but then I'm angry at the point. But I'm like, listen, they were trying to help me and not get me hurt. It's better for them if I come back and win the fight. They make a lot more money. So I just got really mad at Wilder for doing that. And I'm a good friend of Breland.
So were you a fan of Wilder before he did all that?
Listen, he's a tough guy. Yeah, I was a fan, but I just use him as a scapegoat. He's just it's just one of the nicest guys ever. It's not true either. The last guy on this earth that's going to poison somebody is Mark Breland.
I think that's a weird
fighter.
That's a weird. That's kind of like a dog ate my homework excuse, in my opinion. I mean, that's a weird way to go with that.
He blamed a bunch of people. He blamed.
He had a million excuses. First one, he said his ring costume was too heavy.
Yeah,
he took his legs away. It's got
for real?
Yeah, remember the whole black setup he had on? He's like, it was like 40 pounds, and I had no legs by the time I got to the ring.
Goodness,
then he's got all these pictures of Tyson Fury with the glove. He's like, oh, it felt like he had an egg weight in his glove. It was floppy. It was this. It was that.
Get closer, Mike, man.
The sad thing is he would have earned so much more respect just by saying, I got the first one. He got the second one. Let's run it back. Let's do it again.
And that's what Breland would have did. Breland was just a gentleman. Breland, as an amateur, was really cool. So he was a 5-time New York Golden Glove winner. So the last year he fought, I was in the Golden Glove. So what happens this is when the Golden Gloves was real popular in New York. You go in, there might be 20 guys in a room, and everybody in that room that was in Breland's weight, they did not want to fight Breland. He was one of him and Teofimo Stevenson out of Cuba, I think, were the two most feared amateurs. Breland was just a beast, man. It was interesting because when he got to the pros, guys would, they'd have 10 rounds. A guy like Marlon Starling, who was just like Breland's worst nightmare, just a strong guy. You couldn't knock him out, and he just kept walking to Breland, and it was hard for Breland. He was a great amateur.
Wasn't he on that 84 Olympic
Breland
team?
was, Breland was, yeah. He got a gold. He got a gold.
With Holyfield and Whitaker. Meldrick Taylor was on that team.
Yeah, that was good.
Have you ever seen a situation where a trainer that was also a boxer before they became a trainer was a better boxer than they were a trainer? Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. It's a great point.
Sometimes some of the greatest, like I'm looking from other sports, some of the greatest coaches are the guys that played the sport, but they weren't the all-star.
Absolutely. The same thing in boxing. You can be a great, right here in Houston, we have a guy, Bobby Benton. He had a couple of amateur fights, but Bobby's one of the best trainers, and he's been around the sport. He's a great trainer, really, what I call hands-on training. He'll go out there, run with the guys, do everything, and then probably, if he's not the best trainer in the history of boxing, at least perception-wise, and I think he was too, he didn't have any fights. It was Angelo Dundee. I mean, he may have had 1 or 2 amateur fights if he did, but he was the guy with Ali that, and he's a famous trainer.
Robert Garcia is another one. He had an okay career as a fighter, but really good as a coach.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that like that. You don't, in any other sport too, there's some guys that can be great coaches. How many football,
a ton.
football coaches, right? Yeah.
A ton. I mean, that's sometimes
Did Lombardi play ball?
Who?
Vince Lombardi, remember him?
Yeah, he played football. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because sometimes I feel like these guys that are, like I'll just use in boxing of Floyd Mayweather. I'm sure Floyd Mayweather could give somebody some really good pointers, but I bet he would make a terrible trainer.
I don't know. I think that the problem is I think he'd be my way or the highway. Now, that's one of the things, not to get too far off on a tangent, but I didn't think what's his name was a great trainer, Kevin Rooney, because Kevin Rooney would have took DeMarcus, or he would have took you, or he trained everybody the same way.
Everyone the same way, yeah.
And you can't do that. You got to adapt. A guy 6'5" can't fight the same way as a guy, Tyson, and that's the way Rooney would have did it. So
to the Mayweather point, though, I kind of get it because when it comes, or it seemingly comes easy to you, you don't have to work as hard. It's kind of like Michael Jordan didn't make the best coach, but Steve Kerr was the best thing that ever happened to Golden State.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point,
man.
Yeah, see,
we've got money for
exactly. Who needs Jeff, man?
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm also way better looking.
They say much.
Boom.
They say much.
There you go, Jeff. We don't need you, brother. No, we miss you, man. Get to feeling better.
Get well soon.
Yeah, take your time.
But
No, I didn't want to. No, take your time.
but I mean, we're just take your time, like getting better. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
We want
course.
to make sure he's 100% when he comes back. Absolutely, yeah. We need somebody to take over the show and not give anybody else a word in. That's awesome. We love that. But no, I think that's a point. Like Floyd Mayweather, I think when you're a person like that, as far as boxing goes, you lose patience with people very easily that you're training because you're just like, why can't you get this?
You're seeing now too, and this is not to do with this, but I have never seen this. I mean, it's seen it now. It's getting a lot more. It was always taboo. See if you agree with me about family members, like dads being. It just never worked. Dads being. But it's starting. What the kid obviously.
Garcia.
Yeah, and then also
It's worked a
talking
few
about Ryan
times.
Garcia?
Teofimo, his guy.
Teofimo Lopez.
They got another guy in there, but it's really the dad who does it. And then,
There's Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia.
yeah, but it used to be you never just because think about it. I mean, you're in there, you're watching your son or whatever get hit, and you're gonna, it's hard to be objective. I would think, But now we're seeing it more, and I didn't think it would ever work, but it seems like it's working. So this kid Tuefo's doing well, but people say his dad's his worst enemy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work with Eubank Sr. and Jr. because it always seemed like Eubank Sr. was trying to take over and wanted more of the attention on him.
So, I mean, but really Mayweather was his uncle, right? I mean, more Roger, I told him. Roger was juice. This was one of the best fighters you've ever seen, Roger Mayweather. He was probably, if not the most talented fighter, natural fighter I've ever seen, top 5.
Yeah.
That's
big time.
Would not train a lick. If he trained like his nephew, forget it.
Yeah.
He would have been the greatest fighter ever. The guy, it was just amazing.
So I see here Wilder has a new trainer, Malik Scott. What do you know
Really?
about
I know
Malik Scott?
He was a good
Malik
fighter.
Scott was a pretty good heavyweight. Actually fought Deontay Wilder in like 2016. Deontay knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah, he was the guy that correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus, he got built up pretty big. He had a lot of undefeated, but never really fought anybody. And then when he did step up, he got beat,
He stepped up twice. He
fought him in
out
March of 2014.
Was he a New York guy? I think he was a New York guy, Malik Scott.
He also fought Luis Ortiz, and he lost that one too.
Yeah, so 2 tough guys before he lost.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean he can't be a good trainer.
Malik Scott, 38-3 in his career.
Yeah, it was weird. He was undefeated for a long time and couldn't get that big fight. Well, I don't know if he didn't want it, but never got that big fight.
Yeah, his first loss, Malik Scott, was 2013 to Derek Chisora.
Yeah, he was tough.
Yeah, and then he lost to Deontay, to your point, and then Luis Ortiz. So, I mean, hell,
what was his final record?
38-3, 38-3-1, 38-3-1. Yeah,
legit guys. Yeah.
And I could see why Wilder would seek him out. Completely different style because he's a taller guy, but up on his toes, could move, good jab, fast hand.
So you think Wilder seeked him out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's one of the things also it says here is he's changing his fighting style. Wow. I mean, what kind of change are you thinking something like that's going to be, DeMarcus?
Trying to be more technical because Deontay is very much, he believes so much in his power that he just swings.
He does.
He's wild. He loads everything up, and he doesn't know how to set up a knockout.
And he could have a great jab, and he doesn't use it. I was watching DeMarcus and I watched some tape of him today, and he could have a great. I mean, here's a big, tall guy, strong, and his jab is really null. I was telling DeMarcus it was like Foreman. When Foreman came back, Foreman had no jab, and when he started, it was crazy. I mean, he'd go in there and just throw bombs at guys. But then when he came back, probably his greatest punch was his jab. He had the best jab I've ever experienced, unfortunately.
Well, and you read stories here where it talks about Wilder. Like I just read this. I'm on Boxing News 24. It says this headline says Wilder will look crazy or brilliant after Fury fight, and that's the thing. Whenever you're Wilder, and I can see that whenever you're Wilder, you've been so desperate for this fight now.
Yeah.
You go in. Do you go in just like? Do you go in focused and technical to your point, or do you go in like, man, I've been like just kind of a bull in a china shop, and you start getting out of
you got to fight.
Plan?
No, you don't got to game plan. You got to fight your fight. You can't worry about the magnitude of the fight. And listen, to guys like, I mean, Wilder's not a newbie or whatever. He's been around. They're gonna know. It's a big fight, but you got to go in there and fight your fight. I mean, you're not gonna, you got to stick to your game plan if you're gonna have a game plan. And DeMarcus is saying it might be different this time, so we'll see if he's going to need that jab. I mean,
do you
I
think
think
he's had enough
Fury
time?
beats him. Yeah, to work with Malik, and yeah, that's another good point too. When is the fight going to be?
The fight's June 24th. It's pretty quick.
Really? Mm-hmm. So really, how much could Malik Scott implement in that much time?
And
July
that-
24th.
July 24th.
Okay,
July
so
24th,
yeah, no, even that.
That's still
very
too
hard
soon.
to change his style at that time.
Do you think Fury's physique is going to come into factor here at all? Because
No.
Fury doesn't look like he's in that great of shape.
Yeah, but he'll
He
get,
never does.
He never does.
But he looked pretty good though in the Wilder. I mean,
But
he looked like he was in pretty good shape for
he's
that
got,
fight.
but he's got 2 months. Do you know what 2 months can do? I mean, aesthetically, he'll look as good as he ever looked. I promise.
I hope so. I want him to look really good.
He's gonna look good. He's not gonna look as me in my Captain Blanco outfit, but
No, not that good. Not that good.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can look that good.
who told him to put that on the cake though? That's kind of messed up.
I didn't. I can tell you
I
that.
don't
Do you know who did? Oh, you did?
Appreciate that, Demarcus.
See, look, man.
Payback's a bitch. Payback's a bitch.
That was all one of our other trainers' idea. He picked out all the pictures.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
I think, are we going to, Zach,
Go.
at some point before we're done here, we need to get a picture of that cake or whatever's left of it.
My contribution to the cake was that quitting is not an option because
Thank
he
you.
wanted to put
Thank
something
you.
on there, and I was like, oh, we should put this on there.
Yeah, but you can't say that in AA though.
I'm going to have some of that cake, though, here in a little bit. It looks good. Well, that's the kind of cake where it looks too good to eat. Like, you don't want to mess with
That
it.
was amazing.
That's a piece of artwork right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Do we know yet? Who was it that did that cake?
Marguerite.
One of our members here,
my
she
God.
is a baker by the name of Margarita Golden.
What's the name of the bake shop? Is it Margarita Golden?
No.
Oh, he's got to look it
though.
up.
Yup.
You gotta see this cake. It's like I'm not.
We'll get it and we'll bring it out here. One of the things I want to bring up also, Teofimo Lopez. I saw this headline earlier. Teofimo Lopez. He said, "I want Devin Haney's head next." Teofimo's
Just
want
the head?
Devin Haney. I don't know. Maybe he wants more than that, but he wants just the head. So, but yeah. So he's
But Haney's got a big fight coming up.
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's Haney fighting?
Jorge Linares.
Yeah.
So let's talk about.
That's no easy fight.
So let's that's why I brought it up. Let's lead into that. We got DeMarcus, the guy that just so y'all know too, DeMarcus, you write for boxing websites too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this dude knows his
Oh
stuff.
my God, especially new age stuff. I have to. He's my boxing encyclopedia.
He's just so tell us a little bit then, DeMarcus, about this fight coming up this weekend with Devin Haney.
It's the main event on the DAZN card this weekend, and it's really Devin Haney's first real step up. Like the biggest name on his resume is probably Gamboa, and
Who he fought last. Yeah.
And Gamboa had already been knocked out twice by that point by Terrence Crawford and Tank, if I'm correct, Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And Linares is fast. He was actually the first and so far only guy he knocked down Lomachenko in their fight.
Linares knocked down Lomachenko.
Linares locked down Lomachenko.
That ain't no joke. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be a good fight.
It's going to be a good fight, and if Devin Haney wins and wins impressively, it really is going to jump him to the
Puts
front of
him
the
on the map.
line at 135 because he doesn't have a name like that on his resume yet.
So just so Devin Haney's coming in 25-0 on this fight. Linares 47-5.
Yeah.
47-5. So
There's some huge fight. I mean, then we got not to jump around, but we got
no, go ahead.
Pacquiao and Spence. That's a good fight.
Well, and what's great about that too, when I was reading earlier about that, of course, ask Floyd Mayweather about the fight. I mean, anytime you have boxing or anything going on, everybody's gonna ask Floyd Mayweather
What did
about
Mayweather
it.
say?
Mayweather said reacts to Spence facing Pacquiao. He said Pacquiao's still very dangerous.
Yes, he is.
I mean, Pacquiao. It would be interesting to see Pacquiao and how he comes out of this. What do you think in Pacquiao and Spence?
I can never count Pacquiao out. That's just that guy. So many times I have before, and I'm not going to do it again, make that mistake. So I don't know.
I think you were even saying that,
Yeah, I
right?
made
You were
that
saying you
mistake
counted
with,
him out.
with Keith Thurman. I thought Thurman was going to beat him, and he went in and handled Thurman
handily, yeah.
with relative ease.
I was the same way. I thought the same thing. A couple of guys, and I just, they say, oh, he's past his prime now.
I was thinking Thurman was too young
adapts
and too
really well, too.
strong, and no, Pacquiao just went in there and made it look easy.
Yeah, so I don't want to count them out.
So the question would be going up to that fight, and just so you know, that's August 21st is what we got the date on that.
Man, this is exciting for me, but think about this. Just not to get off on a tangent, but I will, like I always do.
That's fine.
But think about all these fights we're talking about. These are all world-class fights. These fights like this, man, up until now, I feel better about the
State of boxing.
with the YouTubers and everything, because we're getting some big fights, a lot of big fights. I don't remember in recent years, I don't know if the market says, I don't remember this many big fights happening and big fights at the same time. I mean, this is crazy. It's exciting.
Well, and of course, COVID screwed everything up. I mean, we've
Yeah.
had kind of a little break in boxing because of the COVID situation, but yeah, I mean, you've got that fight coming up. You got the Linares fight coming up. What are some other
But
fights?
Grant, one of the things you got to realize, though, and I just realized it, the reason why this is happening is not COVID, and that's a little part of it, but it's because the money's there. Why is the money there? These YouTubers and these guys that can't stand, they're bringing a lot of crossover market. People that never watched boxing before are watching boxing, and that's gonna, it's just more people to pay for the pay-per-view, and there's a lot more money in it, so we're getting fights done.
So we've worn that subject out.
Yeah.
You haven't had a chance, DeMarcus, to come on here and talk about it. So talk about a guy that loves the sport. Your opinion of the influence of these YouTubers and guys and what's going on in boxing.
Oh, I can't stand it. Like, to Lou's point, it does bring a lot of eyes to the sport. Like, I teach kids classes here, and my teenagers, they don't know who Teofimo Lopez is. They don't know who Manny Pacquiao is, but they know who Jake Paul is. They know who Logan Paul is. They know who KSI is. The thing that bothers me is, like, training at the
Wait,
gym
who's
downtown.
KSI?
He is a rapper and a YouTuber.
Does he box?
He fought one of the Paul brothers like a couple years ago.
How do you do?
He beat him.
Really?
He looked slightly more competent than the other one.
Okay.
Is this Logan or Paul or Jake? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Not that it really matters, but
I've watched guys train and train with guys and seen it firsthand. Guys work and work and work for years to get opportunities that these guys get handed to them just because they're popular and they have a following. For me, fight an actual boxer. Give somebody who's been working that opportunity. Like, you don't have to jump in with like a top 10 guy, but fight an amateur, a pro that's coming up instead of fighting another YouTuber or retired basketball player or something like that. Because these guys make all of this money in the sport that some guys are work their whole career and never see.
No, guys have died in the ring. There's so many, but they are bringing more money to the sport. I mean, stuff is happening now too. I mean, look at the Saudis wouldn't bring that much money. I mean, they're smart people. They're going to bring money. They're expecting a return on it too. They're not going to do this. I mean, they're just throwing money out the window.
well, and again, I know we wear it out, but it's just I think it's a terrific topic to talk about because you guys are a lot more into that. You guys are deep in the boxing more than I am. I mean, I'm into it. I love boxing. We do the show. I love to talk about it. I love to watch it. But you guys are a lot more deep into it. So
Yeah,
for me,
so you really like Jake Paul. Be honest.
no, I don't.
You do.
I don't. If I did, I'd tell you 100%.
All right.
I have no problem telling you. But to your point, do you think these kids would be talking to you about boxing if it wasn't for Jake Paul?
Most of them know.
See, I mean, but that's what I'm talking about. So at least if he is doing this, but I tell you what will make your head explode. I saw this headline. Jake Paul joins Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua in top 3 of 2020's richest boxers.
Totally makes sense.
It makes me sick.
It does, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's bringing money though. I mean, look. You look at a guy. I mean, there's the number 1 paid athlete was Conor McGregor. I mean, he's a decent. I guess would you say he's a great UFC fighter?
Yeah, he's a great MMA fighter.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
he's a very average boxer at best, But made a lot of money, man. I mean, he brings. Look how much money he made. I don't know if Mayweather made him money, but both of them together made just crazy sick money.
So then, since you
Collaterally, that'll get to the guys too on the undercards.
So since you, DeMarcus, you really look at this from a standpoint of the training and all that. Let me ask you, have you seen? Because a lot of people say Jake Paul's the one that's a little bit more of the more polished boxer. Agree, disagree?
Agree.
Do you see?
But Jake's got a few fights.
He does. Do you see anything in Jake when you watch? Have you watched him fight?
Yes.
Do you see anything in Jake where you're like, okay, he has a little skill? Yes.
He's getting better. I think so.
He shows he knows how to set up a shot. You watch a lot of these other guys, the YouTubers, they just get in there and they kind of wing haymakers in there.
So speak about that, setting up a shot. Like, what do you see him doing that you're like, okay, that dude's
Like,
got some.
he uses a jab.
Yeah, with Esker, I mean, you see he took his time. He lined the shot up. It wasn't like just throwing. I watched something on Instagram today. It was 2 dudes. It was the worst fight I've ever seen. In my life. I'm not kidding. It was just like it was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable. It was like literally little rascals. It was just unbelievable.
Little rascals. So just you see some good in him as far as like some boxing skill.
Yeah, and I think the guy's a smart guy. I think he's going to keep training and trying to get better. And I think he believes he's getting better, and I think that means a lot.
I will give him this. He seems, even though all his little bits and antics he does is really annoying, I do feel like when I watch and listen and read about him, that he takes it serious. I don't think he pisses on it and makes it a joke. I think he actually cares about being better.
Well, I think he wants to be taken serious in boxing. I think that I agree with you on that. I think he wants people to say, "Wow, like this guy can really fight."
Okay, I mean that's.
And he's going to have to show it. We'll see.
But I'm not a Jake Paul fan. Just in case you're, because I know that's what you're sitting over there thinking. That I'm over here. I got my Jake Paul T-shirt ready to go.
I'm still thinking. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's all right. It's no problem. What else, DeMarcus? What else do you see coming up? You're excited to see. We've talked about. Well, I guess Joshua. So where are we at that you know about Joshua and Usyk? Where are we at on that point?
Usyk is negotiating because Joshua's mandatory, and he thought he was going to have to wait until the end of the year because, like we all thought, he thought Fury was going to be fighting Joshua. So now he's like, well, since that fight's going to happen, he's trying to push for them to give him his mandatory title defense, which I think they have until September to get that done.
Okay.
Which would actually be, Lou and I were talking about this earlier. It'd be great for boxing if we could get those two fights.
Just think about this. I'm sorry for interrupting, but just think about this. I mean, this would be a dream. We have the fight that these two are going to fight. Now, if Usyk and Joshua fight, now you got the true undisputed heavyweight champion. We haven't heard that in a long time,
Well, and that's the thing. We've kind of been a little bit. I think we were all a little bit irritated to your point earlier about, we think we're getting to this Joshua Fury fight and it stopped and we're like, oh crap, what is this all going to do? But this is really the best case scenario.
If I was telling DeMarcus in the dream world, these two fight on the same, they have two fights.
That would be amazing.
A mega fight.
That would be amazing.
And the winner, I mean, it would be just huge. It would be exciting. And it could be,
how much do people love brackets and tournaments? That's kind of what you would have. You'd have a tournament.
Elimination bout.
A tournament situation. And, boy, you talk about – because that's a great tease. I mean, if you have to – man, that's awesome.
And the Saudis have that kind of money. I am a promoter. We'll be doing promoting fights. You're going to see this guy making his pro debut pretty soon.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I do want to make sure that I bring this up.
We got a job for you, too, Joe. You're going to be in quality control for card girls.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that. No problem. Like quality control, like just making sure that, they're holding the cards up right and all that. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not that easy, because if you got...
No, it is.
No, because you can have the 9 or the 6 hold it the wrong way.
Correct, yeah. You got to know that. And then plus you got to have a little strength to be able to hold it up a little bit. And let me tell you
another thing. Have you ever tried to walk on canvas in stilettos?
You get core.
Not easy, buddy.
You got to have core. I mean, you got to, yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I can do that. That's fine.
Oh, snap.
I may have to ask permission if I can do that. I may have to make sure that's okay with the wife and tell her that, I can tell that you're making me do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, sweetheart, Lou's making me do that. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. Lou's making me.
Don't have a choice.
But no, we were supposed to. I know we had kind of promoted it. Demetrius Andrade was supposed to be on with us tonight. Scheduling conflict came up. If you were paying attention to, because you were thinking about you were going to see him, we apologize. Scheduling conflict came up, and
Dad, I spoke to Dad today, and Dad says definitely next week. So we'll see.
So stay tuned next week.
He's in the limelight right now. I mean, he's
Yeah, when you call out Canelo, you're going to be in the limelight.
Well, in the press conference, that was ingenious.
I was going to say, didn't just call him out. Like
Canelo, I got to be honest. Like, for me, Canelo, I just love Canelo.
We know.
He just showed he's human and did that. I don't know. I don't think it put him in a bad light. Do you? How do you feel?
Who, Canelo? Put Canelo in a bad light?
Yeah, well, I mean,
no, I don't think so.
I'm just saying you never hear him cursing like that and doing that. But he did it. But the guy tried to, steal his thunder, and that's wrong. I mean, you go to a press conference, the guy just won the fight and start talking trash,
And he's done it multiple times too. Yeah, he's done it to the Charlos as well. He did it to Billy Joe.
DeAndre has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. He can fight. He can fight. I've been watching, man. The kid can really fight. I didn't know that much about him. He can fight.
And I get it on his point. He needs someone to fight him. He needs a big fight to be able to get more lucrative fights in the
Right,
future.
and what DeMarcus just said, that he's getting his name bigger by this. Look, we're talking about him right now. So, it's a quick track to maybe, get his name out there and get these big fights. Look, he just had the most noted fighter in the world talk trash to him.
Well, that's the thing. Hey, it's since when has boxing not been about promotion? I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's promotion, man. I mean, that's getting your name out there. And I'm all here. I'm here for it. Like we talk about every show. Anything that boxing can do to get its name out there and get it back, I'm happy. To your point, we got great fights coming up. Great fights.
I'm excited.
Over the next several months, you got a lot of opportunity to watch some really good fights. And however it gets to that point, I'm down for it.
Can we expense going to Vegas or anything?
Yeah, we can, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. I think that's something. I think that's a tax write-off.
Dubai's going to be tough. Where are they fighting? In Saudi?
Which one?
Saudi?
Oh, yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
I bet you know somebody, though, that can get us over there.
You probably
I know
do.
a guy who knows a guy over there.
Man, I bet you know more than a guy. So let me ask you. Oh, we got. Look, man, we got Jeff Michael commenting on here.
No way.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I wonder if his comments as worthless as whenever he's here talking.
I thought he was getting an enema or something.
Looks like it. So I think the next thing we need to do is we need to get into history. I think you enjoy the history part. We haven't had DeMarcus here for the history.
Well,
so
he's going to be from like the 20s up. That's his stuff.
That's his stuff?
I'm the old guy.
All right. So, somebody asked you, I'll one of the things I'll apologize to those guys that are listening or watching on Facebook. I'm not very good at keeping up with the comments here. So
sorry, guys.
if you sent a
what kind of millennial are you, dude?
I'm not a millennial, man. How many times have we had this conversation? 100%.
Well,
100%. I'm sure about that.
I'm a millennial.
How old are you?
Have you had an 8-track player?
Huh?
Did you ever have an 8-track player?
No, I didn't.
You're a millennial.
I'm know what an 8-track player is. My grandma had an 8-track player. I played the hell out of that whenever I would visit my grandmother.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're damn
You've
right.
had a VCR though.
I had a VCR. Oh, yes. VCR sucked. You had to fast forward and all that. DeMarcus, somebody asked. I think you already hit that. Any pro fights for you?
Kickboxing, not in boxing though.
So talk about the kickboxing part of it, man, just so people watching can know.
After I lost in the trials and my Taekwondo career was kind of wrapping up a little bit, wanted a different challenge. I felt like I had taken traditional karate as far as I could go. And one of my training partners at the time was a guy by the name of Ben Lightning Acosta, who currently is a trainer down in New Mexico and is a Glory lightweight. That's the biggest kickboxing organization in the world right now.
Okay.
And I started with him. I had a few fights there, and that's when I made my way to Lou's gym because I had no boxing. My boxing was terrible. I was just really athletic and had really long legs. And
he's agile. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the splits. He can,
6 years.
I bet he can twerk. I'm telling you. I guarantee you.
See, you keep bringing up the twerk.
I'm just saying.
That's you.
That takes a lot of dexterity and flexibility. And
a lot of core.
A lot of rhythm.
All core.
All core. But anyway, so you're very into that. Very, very, very accomplished.
Yeah. Not twerking. But.
No, yeah, not twerking. Not twerking. All right, well, cool, man. Well, but you are trying to get into the boxing part of it.
Yeah, when I originally started training boxing, it was to improve my kickboxing, and then I fell in love with the sport, just the training and just being in that gym.
And we can move him quickly. He's got a good season, done a bunch of sparring with guys, and we sparred a bunch together, him and I.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Well, good luck to you, man. I want to be there when it happens.
Thank you.
I want to be there when it happens.
You forgot your job already?
What do you mean?
Car girls, you're car girl control.
Quality control.
Yeah, no. I'm what's the title for that? What's the title for that?
No.
Think about that. Think about a title for me. I need to have a business card.
Okay.
I want to have a business card with the title on it so like I can hand that out.
Okay.
Be like, that's what I do. But that's all I'm good for, man, is just doing that? Or is that like a really important job?
So you can't just jump in and go right to the top. You got to start somewhere.
That's true. That's a good point.
Director of Talent and Accessory Selection.
Boom. See?
I like
DeMarcus, yeah, there you go. He's thinking. I like that.
No.
Oh, my God.
Dude,
what?
I got it.
Oh, shit.
That will integrate both your jobs. What do you do now?
Huh?
You work with cars.
Yeah, we're
Heels and Wheels.
Heels and Wheels. But what's the title for that? Heels and Wheels director? I'll be Heels and Wheels director.
Yes, Heels and Wheels director.
Cool, man. Done. I need a business card. All right, so we're going to go into history. We got DeMarcus here, so we're going to hit some of that up. So just so you know, Marcus, in case you haven't, well, you've listened to the show before. So May 23rd through the 29th this past week. So we're gonna hit your 1920s knowledge right off the top here.
Oh boy.
May 23rd, 1922, future world heavyweight boxing champion Gene Tunney.
Ooh, Gene.
Did I say that right? Tunney?
Yep.
Suffers his only professional defeat in 15-round unanimous points decision against Harry Greb.
Harry Greb.
Finished it before I even said it. At Madison Square Garden, New York. Jerry, man, did I say Jerry? Gene.
Gene Tunney.
That dude, pretty serious cat.
So that was and I believe
He was good.
I believe he fought before the Marcus of Queensberry rule too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, they were 15 rounds is when the Marcus of Queensberry made it 3-minute 15 rounds. But before that, you remember we had guys fighting 60 rounds.
Yeah, like we've talked about that before.
Crazy,
60 rounds.
crazy.
That's crazy. May 23rd, 1941, in his 20th World Heavyweight Boxing title defense, Joe Louis knocks out Buddy Bear in round 1 at
Max
New
Bear's
York's
brother.
Madison
Yeah,
Square
so-
Garden.
Max Bear's brother.
Yeah, Buddy Bear, he wore a Jewish star, and I played Max Bear in a movie, Cinderella Man. I was in the docudrama, but Max Bear. So Max Bear's son was Jethro on the Beverly Hillbillies.
I knew that. I had,
and he had one of the wickedest overhand rights. His right hand was killer.
Yeah.
And he got Lewis with the right hand, and then Lewis came back and I believe knocked Bear out.
With the left hook, knocked him down and got right back up.
let's see, May 23rd, 1981, Puerto Rican boxer Wilfred Benitez.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, Benitez was good.
Becomes the youngest three-division world champion in history by knocking out WBC Super World welterweight champion Maurice Hope in 12 rounds in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but he was a beast. He fought, I believe, he beat Leonard, right? When Leonard first was it Leonard?
No, he beat Duran.
Duran, sorry.
He beat
Yeah,
Duran.
no.
Leonard beat him, and
I'm sorry.
Benitez fought Hearns.
That's what I meant to say, Hearns, because I always
Yeah.
felt bad for Hearns. If he went up, he went down, he was there, and he went up, he had Leonard. Hearns, I mean, he was a great fighter, but it was just such a rich, guys in that division.
Yeah.
But Benitez was a beast, man.
Yeah.
What a fighter he was.
May 24th,
Did he die in a car accident, Benitez? I think he died in a car accident, I think.
May 24th, 1968, American boxer Bob Foster
Yeah.
defeats
Bob Foster.
holder Dick Tiger. What a
Light
freaking
heavyweight,
name.
light-
Dick, is that really that dude's name?
Yeah,
Dick Tiger?
Probably the
Wow.
greatest Nigerian fighter. He's from Nigeria. He was
That's a
he was
great
beast.
name. Dick
Light heavyweight
Tiger.
title.
He was a beast.
For the World Light Heavyweight Championship at Madison
Wait,
Square
who
Garden.
beat Dick Tiger?
Bob Foster.
Bob
Foster.
Foster.
Yeah, Foster. Foster. If he, he would have beat Ali, I believe. But Ali, Foster got heat exhaustion one time. No,
Yeah.
Oh, did Robinson fight Foster? I'm trying to think of Foster.
Foster fought Ali, and Foster also fought Joe Frazier.
Yeah, but Foster, he was doing good against Ali, but he got heat exhaustion and wound up losing. But he moved up a weight class to fight him.
By the way,
Yeah.
great porn name. Dick Tiger.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Great porn name. May 24th, 1976.
Wait, hold on. Is there a better gay bar name than the Magic Johnson?
No, you hit that the other day, and
Okay.
I like that. That was a good one. I like that.
Sure.
Maybe that's what we go out and we do. And you can be Magic Johnson, and I'll be Dick Tiger.
I would rather be Tiger Dick.
You'd rather be Dick Tiger?
No, Tiger Dick.
Tiger Dick. Okay.
All right.
That's cool. You can do that. I give you permission.
All right.
May 24th, 1976. Muhammad Ali TKO's Richard Dunn in 5 for the heavyweight boxing title in Munich.
Wow.
Richard Dunn.
What year was that?
1976.
So I think, wow, because Ali, when was Ali's pro debut? He fought a guy.
It was after the
He fought a
'64
guy, Connie Hunsaker, didn't he?
Olympics.
With the can you tell who was?
Say that again?
I think he fought a guy. Here we go again.
I mean, I'm sorry, dude. These are names.
Tell me Ali's pro debut was a guy named Connie Hunsaker.
Oh my God. I hope that's his name. I'm gonna
Was it
look it
Connie
up.
Hunsaker or something? I can't remember.
I'm gonna look that up. I hope that's his name. May 24th, 2018. U.S. President.
No, what are you talking about?
U.S. President Donald Trump. Where am I at? posthumously pardons boxer Jack Johnson
Yep.
for racially oriented criminal conviction, transporting a white woman across state lines.
That was in Galveston.
2018. Yeah.
And then, was that called the Mann Act? I think it was the Mann Act.
The
Yeah.
Mann Act, yep.
Yeah.
That was
M-A-N-N.
Can you see who Ali's first fight was, please?
You want me to do that right now?
Yeah, please, if you could.
It's really hard for me to go from screen to screen.
Dude, what kind of...
I got it.
We'll let DeMarcus do it.
You go ahead. You do your thing.
Yeah. Let's see. May 25th, 1959, the U.S. Supreme Court rules, and this was crazy. When I saw this, this was nuts to me. This is like where this world is crazy. 1959, U.S. Supreme Court rules Louisiana prohibiting black-white boxing unconstitutional. So did you know they had a law saying that was not allowed?
Really?
That nuts to me.
I never heard that before.
Thank God that's gone away. May 25th, 1965, Muhammad Ali KOs Sonny Liston at 2 minutes and 12 seconds of round 1 at Central Maine Civic Center, Lewiston, to retain his WBC WBA heavyweight boxing title. And I think, and I brought it up, I gave Zach the picture to bring up. That's the famous picture with Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston with his arm like that. That's that famous fight.
Tony Hunsucker.
Yeah.
Tony Hunsucker.
No,
Tony Hunsucker.
Tunney.
Tony, like Gene
Tunney?
Yeah.
Tony Hunsucker.
Tunney Hunsucker.
That was right.
That was Ali's pro debut.
Tunney Hunsucker. We've talked about Tunney Hunsucker and Dick Tiger today. Good show.
Go ahead. Big Tiger was a beast. What a nice guy, too.
Yeah.
I met him.
Yeah. He sounds like a swell
I
guy.
met him in a gym in New York, Times Square.
Dick Tiger or Tunney Hunsucker?
No, Dick Tiger, the Nigerian.
I love these names.
What was the guy? From another fighter, great fighter, Emil Griffith.
Oh, Emil Griffith.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah. He was good too.
Yeah, a guy called him a derogatory name and he killed him in the ring. True story.
Damn.
Yeah, he was probably the first ever, overtly gay boxer, and a guy called him and he killed him in the ring.
Jeez.
Had like the flashy pink trunks and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for that guy. May 25th,
Jeez.
1972, heavyweight Joe Frazier KOs Ron Stander.
I don't know. I don't know what I said. I just said Ron Lyle.
What was weird about that when I was looking that up, it had it on May 25th and May 26th, so I don't know. Don't
It was
ask me.
like
I don't
12
think
o'clock.
Frazier ever fought Ron Lyle.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, Lyle and Foreman probably were the best fights.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to get in the birthdays here. May 23rd, 1948 is the birthday of Ernesto Marcel. Marcel was a Panamanian boxer, WBA featherweight title from 1972 to 1974. Born in, of course, if he's Panamanian, he was born in Panama.
Yeah.
So this one's a big one, of course. I know you guys will have some things to say about this. May 23rd, 1952 is the birthday of Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Oh man.
Undisputed world middleweight champion, 1988.
He was my idol in going into boxing. I mean, he was amazing, man. What a beast.
He was just so good.
Yeah, he was. He was a good fighter, but he had so much heart and tenacity. He just wouldn't stop.
And of course, as people I'm sure know, died recently this year.
He was one of the few guys that quit boxing, never came back, and did very well. He was in spaghetti westerns in Italy.
In
did
Italy,
really well.
became an actor.
Yeah.
Did really well.
May 24th, here's another great one. May 24th is the birthday, born 1962, Hector Camacho, Puerto Rican boxer, WBC
Camacho.
super featherweight.
Camacho was absolutely crazy. I mean, maybe certifiably crazy. I was around him a lot, man.
Yeah.
I liked him, but he was just crazy. I told you, he did the craziest thing I've seen in boxing. He was the tail end of it, but Roger Mayweather said, hold on, and then knocked Camacho out in the sparring session. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Camacho wound up dying, I believe, in a armed robbery, right?
Yeah, died
Louisiana.
in 2012.
In Louisiana, I think in New Orleans, he held somebody up or something happened. I don't know what happened. But he was crazy. He could box, though. God, what a defensive fighter. One of the quickest guys moving laterally.
Yeah. May 25th, 1898, we just talked about him earlier, Gene Tooney, his birthday, May 25th, died in 1978.
Wow, I didn't know he went that long. How old was he? Because he was pretty old in 78.
1978 minus 1898.
He was in the long count fight.
What is that, 80?
Wow.
He was 80? Is that right? Was my math good? I think so.
No, I think it might have been.
You know what? I got to say something about Gene Tooney. Pretty handsome fella.
Good.
Seen pictures of him. Pretty handsome guy.
It was between him and me and my Captain Blanco. Who'd you go for?
That's a tough one.
I mean, Gene Tunney has his face on a stamp.
Does he?
Okay, there you go.
All right,
That's my choice.
I go with Tony.
Yeah. I mean, you got to like guy on a stamp. May 26th, 1918 is the birthday of, and I'm going to try this. It's a Greek boxer name, Anton Christoforidis. Does that name ring a bell to any of you? Okay. See, I don't know as much as you say you do. May 27th, 1951, John Conte,
Yep.
British boxer, light heavyweight crown, 1974 to 77, born in Liverpool.
We have a fighter, Craig Callahan from Liverpool.
Yep.
I brought this because I'm sure you'll know this guy. I'm sure you'll have stories about him. May 28th is the birthday. Of course, he's passed away now, but May 28th is the birthday. Born 1922, Lou Duva.
Ooh. Look just like Jabba the Hutt. Lou, I got so many stories about Lou. He was a great guy.
Give us one. Come on. It's 9 o'clock. We're getting close to the
He picked
end.
me up. He picked me up at. I was staying in a hotel over by the Summit, no more Summit, but we were by the Summit. He picked me up, and he kept hitting the divider. I'm like, look, don't worry about it. I was like, oh my God, I just kept bumping into the divider. He had a Lincoln Town Car and kept bumping into the divider.
Divider on the road?
In the divider on the road, yeah. He said, I don't know about it.
That was a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Lou was crazy.
May 28th, 1964 is the birthday of Jeff Finnick,
Yeah. Well,
Australian boxer.
Oh, he's crazy.
you know what? Nice guy though, man. I tell you, when I lost to Tyson over in the UK, he in Glasgow, we were flying back to London, and he was on the flight. He came over, was real nice to me.
Yeah?
It was really nice. Yeah.
He challenged Roy Jones to a fight.
Oh, he did?
Recently,
You know, when he was
he was light though. He was,
the guy that Roy Jones knocked out with his hands behind his back, Glenn Kelly.
Yeah.
Jeff Finnick was his corner man, and
That's
he
right.
was threatening to run in the ring and fight Roy himself.
That's
no
fantastic.
mistake.
I love that. And then May 29th, 1913 is the birthday of Tony Zale, American boxer.
Tony Zale.
Born in Gary, Indiana. Died in
One of the
1997.
greatest punches I've ever seen.
Big old strong dude.
Yeah, Zale Carmen Basilio, and Zale hit him. Unbelievable. That actually was used. It was Zale against Graziano, and they used what's his name? Graziano had to get his eye cut, and I can't remember what round, but they used that in the Rocky movie. This guy is. He was a professional cut man, but he did to authenticate the scenes in the Rocky movie, and they used that because when they went to Graziano and they said after the fight, I remember it was yesterday. I remember watching this old tape, and he says if it wasn't for my trainer, my cut man Whitey Bimstein cut my eye in at 13, so they actually went in with a razor and they just slit his eye and let all the blood come out so he could see.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
And they used
I
that in the
love
Rocky.
Yeah, I remember
Rocky
that.
too.
And then I did want to bring up one. So now we're at the point of unfortunately gentlemen that have passed away this week. The one I wanted to bring up was I figured you may have something to say about him, Lou. May 27th, 1975. Izzard Charles
Edward Charles, what a fighter!
dies of ALS at 53.
What a slick boxer! I mean, he was just amazing. He was a big light heavyweight and fought heavyweight. He was just a slick. I mean, he had, it's funny because he's one of the few guys that we have some guys that teach a drag hook or something, and I'm not a big guy, but he's one of the guys. He would draw a long hook. He was one of the few guys that could do that and get away with it. He
Beat Joe Louis.
Yeah, he beat a couple of. He was in the era too. Probably the
Walcott.
second best era of heavyweights ever. I think the first.
Gave Marciano a really good fight.
Yeah. He dropped. I think
He knocked him down,
He knocked
yeah.
him down. He's one of the few people that would knock down Marciano.
Hey man, you do that, you're pretty legit.
Yeah.
He's on a stamp too.
Is he?
Damn, did you know stamp history?
No, but I do know boxing history.
Look at this guy. Jeff, you're fired. We want DeMarcus now. Right, Lou?
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman's on a stamp too.
Huh?
Pee Wee Herman's on a stamp, I think.
He knows.
Is
stamp
it
history.
actually so you know stamp history? Are you a stamp guy?
No.
I mean, who would have like legit? Like, are the actor is on a stamp or Pee Wee Herman is
No,
on
I
a
think
stamp?
Pee Wee Herman's on a stamp. I think.
Wow,
Stampede.
that's great.
Stamp.
Thanks for that story.
It's a stampede.
Man, believe it or not, dude,
Yeah.
we're at 9 o'clock. We're actually
That was
past
a
9
good
o'clock.
show, dude. That was
I don't know, man. It was like I don't know. There's something weird about it. How it worked out.
clicking.
It just like it worked, and like we made it through real
I think
smooth.
the
Like,
inverted Oreo is going to be.
it wasn't. I know, dude. I know, dude. This was, it was smooth. Like we didn't have anybody necessarily like hog the show. It was weird. I don't know who that was. And normally, I feel like one person is like hogging everything. Anyway, it was weird how that was missing today.
I just like the flow.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was weird. It just kind of worked out, and I don't know why. We'll figure it out though, and we'll get.
Oh, by the way,
Oh
I miss Jeff.
yeah. I do too, man. We miss Jeff.
Got good hair.
Yeah, we miss. Yeah, we miss. Well, you got good hair, man. So you made up for it today.
And he's got nice little waves. If you haven't ever
He
seen.
does.
I
Yes.
do have the waves going right.
You do, man. I like that. And I got nothing. So there you go. Take that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Nice tattoos, though.
Appreciate it. DeMarcus, thanks for being here, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
That
you.
Yeah,
was
man.
awesome,
This was your. Just so you know, like your quality material that you provided us
I was nervous.
was
Like,
much better than normal. So we appreciate that. Yeah. No, this has been fun. We want to thank everybody. Lou,
Thank you, buddy.
you're the man. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you, brother.
1 year.
Don't drink.
Much respect,
Don't
dude.
drink tonight. No,
Much. Hey, Lou. Much respect, dude. You're awesome. No, it's been great. DeMarcus, thank you. I'm
You're
Grant.
welcome.
Zach, you guys, you are amazing. Y'all do a fantastic job. And Jeff, come back soon. We miss you, kinda.
Don't hurry, though. Don't
Yeah. Take your
No,
time.
seriously.
Take your
don't-
time. Take your time.
COVID Stuff. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. We don't want to get it. All that. So again, see you guys next time. Thank y'all, and we're out. Peace.
Good job, brother. Good show, kid.